What the heck is crapping, guys? In today's video, I wanted to talk about the handguns that you should have. Everybody should have these two handguns here. I'm sure I'm going to get slain in the comments before we even get into this. Let me just make that clear right now. Because obviously in the firearm world, everybody is opinionated. Everybody has their own point of view. Everybody has their own thing. You don't have to agree with me, okay? You don't. We're all human. We've all got our own opinion. That's just kind of how it is. But anyway, here's my opinion on the thing. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and just get right into it. By the way, hope everybody out there is doing well. Hope life is good for you. And y'all just keep trucking on and keep doing what you're doing. Anyway, before we get into it, let's see here. Check. Make sure. Clear. Yep. Clear. Okay. Everybody should have a 1911. Now, yours doesn't have to look like this, obviously. Whether it's your first gun, your 20th gun, your last gun, whatever, doesn't matter. Everybody should have a 1911. Mine is kind of busy, okay? There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of stuff happening. Yours doesn't have to look like this. You can get yours set up however you want to. If anybody out there is wondering, this is my SDS imported T-Sauce. It's a Turkish 1911. 4.25 inch barrel, stainless finish. Chambered in the good old 45 automatic Colt pistol cartridge / ACP. Anyway, quite a bit going on with this thing. I got some pretty expensive grips on here, which I like quite a bit. It's a pretty decent looking 1911 in my opinion. I have it set up exactly how I like it. So anyway, yours doesn't have to look like this. You can do whatever color you want. There's two-tone, there's black, there's just a ton of different options. You also don't have to get yours in 45 ACP. They make these things in anywhere from 22 to 45 auto pretty much. So anyway, got 10 millimeter, 45, 357 SIG, 22 long rifle, 22 Magnum, 22 TCM, 38 Super. I mean, there's a bunch out there. Mine's in 45. I'm kind of a traditionalist like that. Kind of prefer mine to be in, more traditional cartridge and stuff like that. 650 rounds put down the barrel of this one, and it's been a good experience for me, I have to say, overall. The first 50 rounds I had several hiccups, but that was due to a really crappy magazine, which I have discarded and yeeted and threw into the trash can. So it is no longer with me. Rest in peace, crappy eBay magazine. Anyway, everybody should, in theory, have a 1911. You might have 20 1911s, and if you do, that's fine. But everybody that has a collection of handguns, or maybe it's your first one or last one or whatever, just a 1911 is, something everybody should have. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people don't like 1911s, and that's fine. I can understand that for those that don't. But if you think about it, these are the best-selling handguns for the last 100+ years. They're never going to go down in value. They don't lose their value. The prices keep on going up. This one here was $560 when I first got it. Of course, it didn't look nothing like this, but had just regular plain Jane black checkered grips on it. Just a standard industry 1911. And now these things are going for $700, $750. You might be able to find it for $650 in some places, new, but either way it goes, value is going up on these things, so get one while it lasts. All right. Next in line. Just make sure we're good. Yep, clear. Everybody should have a good old trusty wheel gun. Now, yours doesn't have to look like this, and it doesn't have to be this one here. However, Just a good old trusty reliable wheel gun. Anybody that's wondering, this is a Taurus 856 chambered in 38 special. It is a 6-shot. We'll go ahead we'll go ahead and show that it's clear. As you can see, clear and good to go, completely empty. So I have mine set up in a more traditional style, how you would have with your old Smith & Wesson Model 60s or your Model 36 stainless, stuff like that. You know, just your regular plain Jane checkered grips. These aren't the grips that came on it when I bought it, but I put the grips that I wanted on here to give it that. First of all, it's easier for deep concealment, and second of all, I got them right here. Hang on. Shit. Oh, God, I'm getting too fat to be bending over. Okay, so these are actually the grips that came on it. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong side. Okay, these are the grips originally that came on it, so you might be able to just kind of, yeah, there you go. That just kind of gives you a little point of view. But of course, I took those off, and I have these just regular plain Jane kind of grips on here. They're like a smooth rosewood. But even though these grips are obviously far more comfortable and ergonomic, I just like the more traditional look. Plus, I can actually conceal this a little better in the holster that I have, which is it's way the heck over there, but it's a 1791 black leather holster. It's a pretty expensive holster too. But anyway, it doesn't matter if yours is chambered in 357 Magnum or 38 Special or, 45 Long Colt or whatever cartridge that you deem necessary. Everybody should have a wheel gun. Now, of course, these things come in a bunch of different colors, different frame sizes, barrel lengths. There's a lot of different offerings that you can get for these things. Of course, this one was the matte stainless finish, and I have spent the last several days going over it with a polishing compound and hand polishing it and getting all the matte stainless removed and kind of changing it to a more traditional, true stainless finish. Of course, I still have a lot of work left to do. Like up under here, you might be able to see there's still just a little bit of that matte stainless going on, so I have to remove this. The cylinder took me several days by itself. I kind of got it polished up pretty decently. Still a little bit of work like up under the trigger guard right here on the front here. Still got a little bit I got to remove off of there, and there's just a couple little spots like right here. There's a little bit. Right up under here is just a little bit I got to do, but it's not done yet. But whenever it gets done, it'll look more of that true stainless that you would have been able to get, back in the 80s and way before that. Kind of more like your nickel finish, be a good old shiny color. But anyway, nonetheless, this one here, 6-shot, if I didn't mention that already. Yeah, everybody should have just a good old trusty reliable wheel gun. These things have been getting it done for years, and the good news is that if they ever decide to limit our magazine capacity to 10 rounds, which Lord have mercy, I'm sure one day they will. But anyway, regardless, these things will always be compliant. So you should definitely have several boxes of ammo for this if you could find it. And like I said, it doesn't matter what it's chambered in. It really doesn't. Just there's a bunch of different people that make these things. You got Ruger and Colt, Smith & Wesson, Taurus obviously. EAA makes several different ones. European American Armory makes some. Rock Island makes several different revolvers. Kimber makes some, apparently they're pretty good revolvers. I've never handled one or held one or shot one myself, but apparently the Kimber K series is pretty good. And of course there's a bunch of different manufacturers out there. But you don't have to agree with this. Of course, it's just my personal opinion that you should probably have a good wheel gun nonetheless. Now, going back to the 1911 for just a minute. Just a minute. If you have one, here's something you should have for it. Lots of extra magazines. You know, these, some of these mags are a little expensive, obviously. But yes, you should definitely have plenty of magazines. Now, of course, it doesn't matter, like I said, what your 1911 is chambered in. But you should definitely have plenty of extra magazines for it. Now, you don't have to have these magazines. You can buy whatever you want. I personally, I use Chip McCormick mags, which are about $30 to $35 per mag. So I got Chip McCormick mags. I've got Kimber mags. I have several of these Kimber stainless 8-round magazines with the flat base plate on the bottom of it. I love these mags. This is what my 1911 likes. Yours might like a totally different magazine. Mine does not like Wilson Combat mags for whatever reason, so I don't have any Wilson Combat mags. My buddy and I went to the range recently where I shot a couple hundred rounds through this, and his Wilson Combat mags would not feed in my 1911 for whatever reason. So I buy the mags that I know work in mine. These Metgar mags, 8-rounders, they work pretty good in mine as well. I've got, let's see, here's a Metgar 7-rounder. Might be able to see the little logo there on the bottom, Metgar. Anyway, so stainless mag. And then, of course, you know, several more of these Kimber mags. Kimber, you know, Chip McCormick. Anyway, and that's just some of my mags. I got more in my ammo can over in the closet. But anyway, so definitely have plenty of extra mags and plenty of ammo to feed these hogs with, let me tell you what. So anyway, wheel gun, 1911. Everybody should have at least one of each. That's just my personal opinion. I'm sure some people would say, no, you should have a Glock 19. Yeah, you should. You should definitely have one of those too. I don't have a Glock 19. I got rid of mine. But that doesn't mean that you have to avoid it. You know, I got rid of mine just for, traded it for a SIG P220, which I ended up, or SP 2022, excuse me. I still have my SIG P220. It's in the gun cabinet right now. But my SIG SP 2022 9mm, I got rid of that. Anyway, regardless. Yeah, wheel gun, 1911. If you feel different about it, that's fine. You get whatever you want. Okay, this is not a you have to have it. I'm just saying, like, it's a recommendation. You should have it. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for now. We're rolling on 13 minutes and 26 seconds. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Be careful. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. If y'all got any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure you leave it down in the comment section down below. If you want to, be sure to like and subscribe. Y'all take care. Have a great day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Once again.